more unique and make her stand out a little more. And these are the big dolls. I did these dolls last year for our show. They're made out of wood and I painted them. So they went from really tiny handheld dolls to really big dolls that go on the wall. So I had to learn how to use a saw and a sander to cut these out and paint them. And it was a different experience, but it was a lot of fun learning how to do this. So hopefully I can continue doing this. This is sort of new to me. I like making the little dolls, but I do enjoy going ahead and trying something big and reaching outside of my comfort zone. So I put together a little bit about self-portraits because I was thinking that our paper dolls can be self-portrait dolls. So we can draw ourselves and make ourselves into little dolls. So I wanted to show you guys a few different a few different artists that use self-portraits to tell a story about themselves. So what is a self-portrait? That is a representation of an artist that's drawn, painted, photographed, or sculpted by the artist. So I have a quick little warm-up. I know you guys have your journals. If you wanted to take some time now to draw your own face from your memory. So without looking at a picture of yourself or without looking in the mirror, just take some time to draw what you think you look like. And then if you would like to share, and if you can do that.
And I'm going to ask that you guys, for this warm-up, turn off your camera so you're not looking at yourself in the camera.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Is the blue in the right notebook?
Yeah. That's
right.
Your journals.
Maybe when you finish, just turn your cameras back on so I know you're done. Uh-uh.
I'm gonna ask that everybody turns on their cameras just so that we don't take so much time drawing our self portraits. It's supposed to be very quick. So, hi Yareli.
Hi, sorry I wasn't here on Thursday. I felt really sick.
It's fine. It's okay. I would grab your art kit. Make sure it's by you so we can get ready.
I got my art kit.
Cool.
Is there anyone that's finished that would like to share their drawing? Or maybe just introduce yourself?
I'm Georgia, and my self-portrait's really bad.
Oh, I think it's cute. Thank you, Georgia.
Would anybody else like to share?
I'm Nora, and my self-portrait's going good so far.
Oh, thank you, Nora.
Aw.
Oh, I love it. Just very happy. Cool. Okay, Nora. Well, maybe another couple minutes and then we'll go to our next thing. I'm gonna see if I got a tripod. Thingy. One second. That's a little better. Okay, is there anyone else that wants to share? Okay, Leland. That's okay. We're just doing some quick sketches.
Oh, that's nice, Layla. You did a lot of detail in your eye.
Let's see. Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay. So now I have some things that you can consider when you're doing self-portraits. So a lot of the times, when an artist um, uses their art to represent themselves, it's not just about what they look like. Sometimes they use different techniques to tell different stories that you can't always see when you just look at someone. So think about the colors that you use, the textures in your drawings, the lines. Those things can evoke different emotions and feelings and moods and energy. So if I drew a picture of myself with all like warm colors like red and orange, what kind of energy or mood does that make you feel? Do any of you have any comments about that? What does that make you feel? When I think of colors like that, I think of like maybe high energy. That's the kind of, it may not necessarily mean that that's what those colors stand for, but sometimes subconsciously you just feel that kind of emotion when you see those kinds of colors. The same thing with like lines and texture. So, like, if I draw myself with very soft lines, like wavy lines or curly lines, that could be more of a calm feeling. But then, if you think of when you draw a lot of straight lines and like sharp edges, that could be a different emotion that could feel a lot different than those curly and smooth lines. So, that's one way that artists can kind of express maybe more than just what they look like in their self portrait, but how they feel in that portrait. Another thing to think about is the style that you draw. So some people like to draw really realistic. Some people like to draw more cartoony or even abstract. Or you can draw yourself as maybe even an animal that you're connected to. So it's just many different ways that you can show yourself, but also show a different side of yourself using a different style. Another thing you can do is use symbolism. So sometimes artists may use like different animals in their pictures or food or plants or even show their favorite things. And that's a different way to kind of express who they are, not necessarily with how they look. So the next slides, I just have some artists that have done self-portraits that I think are really interesting. And they're all very different. There's also going to be some self-portrait dials that I've made of myself that I'll show you guys too. So the first artist that I have is Frida Kahlo.
I went to a museum gallery in Chicago once.
And you saw her work?
We saw her work, and I also have like 10 framed pictures of her, and then 10 that are just waiting to be framed.
Oh, that's really cool. Are they self-portraits like these?
Yeah, they're all self-portraits of her.
Oh, I really love her work. I went to New York a couple years ago, and I got to see one of her pieces there. And it was a lot smaller than I've imagined it to be. But it was a self-portrait And next to it was a mirror. So everyone that was there was standing in the mirror and looking at her self portrait. So it was kind of like set up so that you can kind of look at yourself and look at her at the same time.
That's super cool.
Yeah. I really love her work. So I definitely wanted to share her, especially because she did a lot of self portraits. And just like I was talking about before, see, she has different animals in her pictures, plants, and different. You can just look at and tell kind of how those things were connected to her or how she was connected to those things. So she used those in a lot of her self portraits to kind of explain more than just how she looks. So she's one of my favorite examples.
Cool.
And this is another artist. So you can tell right away this is a completely different style. Her name is Yayoi Kusama. She's a Japanese artist, and she uses a more cartoony style to do her self portraits. And you can tell right away that she uses different patterns and textures and colors in her work. I'll go a little closer and see if you can see that better. So these kind of, it gives a different way to do a self portrait. So she's kind of telling the story about herself using bright colors and shapes and different textures. So it feels different than the Frida Kahlo paintings, but it's sort of similar because they're the same pose, but it's just a different approach to showing who you are and not necessarily being a realistic representation. So there's different ways that you can do self-portraits. Okay. So this is a artist here from Wisconsin. Her name is Ariana Faith, and she's a painter. So these are self-portraits that she did of herself. If you remember when I was talking about color being a way that you can kind of express, different parts of your personality, I think that like these pictures that are more red, they have a different feeling than this picture. So just using color and that that's a really big way to kind of change or make a different way for you to express who you are through your artwork. So she's also really cool. She's a great artist. Here's another artist. His name is Chris Clark. He's from Florida, and his style is a lot different. It's kind of a mix between like a cartoony representation and a realistic. And you can tell, like I mentioned before, like lines and texture, you can kind of get different emotions and you just, you kind of get a different way to express who you are in that way. So you can see like this one is just black and white lines. And the one in the middle, there's like so many different colors that he used. And it kind of goes in between being realistic and then kind of just being a sketch. And the same with the one on the end, different painting. So really fun. Just a different way to think of a self-portrait. And then there's mine. So I like to just I do mostly paper dolls when I do self-portraits. So this is me falling. I like to kind of use the dolls to make different poses. So I I like to use just markers and pens to do the dolls. The one in the middle is a painting with gouache. So you can tell, you can just see the difference between the line use and different colors, that kind of thing. So all of these artists are doing self-portraits, but you can tell that everyone has a different style and a different way to express who they are and tell their story with their self-portraits. So I have another exercise for your notebook. Now that you've seen some different self-portraits, maybe just jot down a couple of sentences or notes, even maybe just note style, words that you could use to describe the way you look, your favorite things, colors, the kinds of emotions or expressions that you want to express, things that make you you. And we can use these words and these descriptions when we work on our paper doll. So these would be things that you can keep in mind. Give yourself some ideas so that when you make your paper doll, you can add some different expression to it. Everybody doing okay?
I'm finished.
Okay, Georgia. We'll wait for everyone to finish up. We'll go for a couple more minutes, guys, and then we'll go into our art supplies and we'll get started on our paper dolls. Okay. Is everyone about finished?
I'm not done coloring, but otherwise I'm finished.
Same here. I'm not done coloring.
All right, so let's start with the dials now. So I broke it down into a few parts, what we're going to do with the dials. So first, we're going to do the basic outline of the dial. So the dial has certain parts of the body that we're going to draw separately, and then we're going to cut them out and pin them together. So these are the supplies that we'll need for part one. So you should have some paper, a pencil, pen if you like to draw with pen, an eraser if you make mistakes. You may not have an X-Acto knife because that might be a little too tough to use, but you should have some scissors and whatever you want to color your dot with. So markers, crayons, paints, whatever you have available. Let me know when you have all your supplies in part one ready. You can just put in the chat if you got everything and you're ready to go.
I got everything.
Okay.
I got everything.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the slide to the next part. So this is your basic dial parts. So this is what you're gonna need to put your dial together. So first, your dial's head and torso part is gonna be one piece. So that is gonna be here. So you make your dial's head and you do the shoulders, your waist, and then you have to have like a bottom like pelvis part because that's where we're gonna connect the legs. So the next parts that you'll be drawing will be the arms. So the arm comes in three pieces. So you'll need to do 3 for each arm. We'll do the upper arm part. This part should go from the shoulder to the waist. Then you do the forearm or middle part, and then you can draw your hand. And you'll do the same thing for the other side as well. And then you're gonna do legs. Each leg has 2 parts. It's gonna be the thigh and then your calf and your foot together. So when we put everything, once we get everything colored and you put everything you want to put on your dial and we cut it out, these 3 pieces will come together, these 3 will come together, then 2 and 2 will come together, and then we'll put all of those on your dial base. So, anyone have any questions about this part? So just go ahead and start making your basic shapes. You can use your pencil and just kind of sketch in the way you want your doll to look. So you can think about different outfits that you want your doll to wear. If you want to wear a skirt instead of pants, this part can just come out a little more. You can make it into a skirt. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. So take your time now and just get this part started. And let me know if you have any questions. You can show me how it's going and I can help you if I'm able to. So just go ahead and start the first part.
have my outlines done. Should I cut them out?
No, not yet. Let me see what your outlines look like. Okay. Now if you want to start just drawing your details on like your face,
Okay.
you can do that now. It looks good.
Okay.
Do you want to add more details to your drawing?
Well, I think I am, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, after we do this basic shape, the next step is just going to be coloring and stuff like that. So if you want to start, if you want to add some more details now would be a good time. If you think you're ready to start coloring and all that stuff, you can do that too.
Okay.
Okay. Is everyone doing okay? Does anyone need any help or want to show me where you're at so I can see if you're good? Okay. I like it, Georgia. Are you going to add some designs to your dress?
I think so, but I'm not sure what, so I'm just doing the things right now.
Okay. It looks good so far. Uh, uh, can you go back a little bit, Yureli? Okay. I see you have your shapes. If you want to start drawing more details, you can go ahead and do that now. Does anyone need this page anymore with the layout? Does everybody have the layout? So I think part two is just to color your dial. So this is the part where you add whatever patterns or textures, lines, color, whatever you want to add to your dial from head to toe. This is your chance to do that. And you can add you want so if you want to draw, maybe you're holding your favorite pet or something, you can do that. If you have a favorite. Hi Nora.
I'm not done with the body yet. I haven't drew that yet.
Okay, do you need that screen still?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, well, you can finish up wherever you're at. So the rest of the class is just going to be, finishing that part, and then you can start doing your coloring and stuff. So that when we come back Thursday, I'm sorry, Nora, what did you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we can just start, after you finish that part, you can start the coloring. And then when we come back Thursday, then we'll start to do our cutting and assembly. Because I think that'll give you some time even when you're off to work on it before we come back if you want to add more things to it. Does anyone still need the shape screen? Or is everybody okay? Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll go back.
I got most of my coloring done.
Okay. That's good.
I
like
gotta
the
go
boots.
find the special color from skin.
Okay. I like the shoes you have on your doll too.
Oh, and I just want to remind everybody that you also got fabric in your art kit. I was looking through the art kit. You did get fabric as well, so you could use that. You have glue or Mod Podge in your kit, so if you want to use that on your figures, that might be fun.
That's really cool.
I finished coloring mine.
Do you think you want to add some fabric or anything to yours? A lot of time.
I think so. I'll use it so that I can change her outfit.
That's a good idea.
I'm done with my body.
Okay, that's good. Well, let me see. Oh, it looks good. So now you have to do your arms and your legs.
I did it on a different piece of paper because there wasn't room.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. All right, that's good. Now, if you want to, you can start coloring. You can also maybe use some fabric if you want and make an outfit for your doll. Everyone doing okay? Let me know if you need any help with the shapes or if you have any questions.
You want to see what I have so far?
Yeah. Oh, it's very cute. It looks just like you.
Thank you.
Are you having fun coloring? That's good. Do you have an idea of what you're going to do for your outfit yet?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a skirt,
Okay.
and in a top, a t-shirt.
Okay. That'll be fun. Georgia, how's it going?
Good. This is mine.
Oh, I like the polka dots. That's very cute.
I
And
just
I like the phone.
I just finished coloring. Should I start cutting, or what should I do?
If you want to, maybe just wait a little for cutting, because I
Okay.
want to make sure everybody's together. So we might not cut until Thursday.
Okay.
Do you think you want to? Do you have enough paper to do a second down?
I think so.
Would you want to try to do two?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that might be fun.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, looks like we're getting close to 3. So basically the next things for that you'll need to have for Thursday, you'll need to have your doll or dolls colored and ready to cut. So you don't have to cut it until Thursday. We'll do it together. But to work today or tomorrow on it, and then when we come in Thursday, we will start cutting. There's some parts of the assembly process where we put in the arms and legs that might be a little tough. So if you need help with the scissors, you have somebody that can help you. Thursday might be a good time when we get to that point to have someone help you out. But
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, Georgia. So thank you guys so much. Keep working if you need to. And we'll see you. Thank you, Layla. I'll see you guys.
All right, thank you,
Thanks, Laura.
Kirsten. It was a really great lesson. I think the kids had
I'll
fun.
see you guys Thursday with your colored dolls.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Nora.
All right, I think that was a really good lesson.
Oh, thank you.
I think the kids had fun. They're
quiet.
They're definitely quiet like in the beginning, but like watch by second class, they'll be like, look at this.
Okay.
No, it was good though. It was really good. You broke it down for them. You know, they like gave them ideas. I like the warm up where like you were like, oh, like write your characteristics down, how you describe yourself. Like that's better than like, you know, like, oh, look in the mirror, you know? You got them thinking. You showed them, I like the examples you showed, and like the fact that like most of them were like here in Milwaukee was pretty cool. So it was a good lesson. I liked it. It was cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was nervous, but
yeah, don't worry about it. It gotta like warm up. And then you got like 2 days, like technically like 2 days with them. So it's always like trying to like, you know, like meet them, and they end up getting like really like hyper. Like watch by Thursday they'll be hyper.
I'm excited.
Yes.
The next part is going to be the scissors. So be careful.
Right.
My instructions, like every time I say scissors, I'm like in all caps, carefully.
Right.
I'm like nervous about that part. All right, well, I'm very excited. It should go easier next time. I'll probably just do the same thing. I just got my iPad and I did the presentation in PowerPoint, but I don't know why it just won't let me upload it. It did let me save it as a PDF, but it just acted. Oh, this ended up working out with the tripod and just pointing it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I will see you Thursday too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.